Welcome to part 13 of my Smart Gixxer crazy idea. As I finish the wiring of my Smart, we get started on the exhaust. Okay, for the exhaust, I got a smooth 45 and then a longer 45 that actually slips in. So what I've got in mind is where the header comes out, normally went right through. I'm going to take this short one, probably have to even cut it even shorter, and it'll go right down through there, and I'll cut this out. And then I have the longer one, which will go from there, and it'll go right through under there. And then we'll do that twice. And I'm going to cut this off at the collector and we'll mount these back onto that. Then after the collector that has the O2 sensor and the throttle, baffle, exhaust control, it'll split back into two, and I'm going to cut this shorter. So all this will be welded to the header. It'll all be one piece. So to remove the header, you'll disconnect it here and the whole header will come off as one piece. And then these are going to turn. I may cut them back or try to bend them out. I need to get flex tube to go all the way out to each side pipe. And that'll just have an exhaust clamp, and that'll be where that pipe removes. Well, a long day of welding stainless. I guess my welder is not very good at it, but it'll hold. So I built it with a down pipe back into the 1, back out to 2 for the side pipes. It fits right through that notch. And on other things, I added some pieces to this. So I added these down here for the front bumper to mount to, and it also holds the fender of the car, sandwiches it onto that. And then the top part of the fender mounts onto this. So I welded those on, got this thing repainted. Everything's good. I also mounted my tow hook, so it's nice and welded on there for good. So there's the bumper updated. And then I've been polishing the header. It's stainless steel, and I kind of wanted it to look nice. But I'm not going to put a lot of effort in this area because that's hiding behind the bumper. You'll see this part through the upper grill and this part through the lower grill, but the bumper actually hides these clamps. So that's good. But I just painted it down here so nothing corrodes or whatnot. And I'm going to wrap the header from here down to here because this part goes right by the steering box. And I don't want to make a lot of heat there. Well, I have a lot going on this week. I don't have much for an updated video. Really didn't get much done, but I'm working on the exhaust. And what's going to happen here, my side skirts, they used to mount up the bottom of them here. Well, that's going to become the center of the side pipe at that height. So I'm going to change these aluminum brackets out to steel brackets so I can weld them to the back of the side pipe. The tricky part is up here at the front, because where my exhaust is coming out under the pinch weld is about here, but then with the curve of this kind of huge pipe for a smart car, but it's going to be up front, but by the time it curves, it'll actually come out like here. So I think this stays. It might look really slick. I'll just cut this along here and it'll just be the pipe coming kind of out. And it'll be kind of centered right about on this. And what's really funny is we have this side pipe. It's the shortest I could buy at 50 inches, but I have to cut it down to 17 inches. And the shield will be 24 inches. Because the tailpipe, I kind of want it coming out right there. I don't want to mess up this whole piece. So I think I want to just cut into this. But I have to leave these two screws. Those are my mount. That's the only thing that holds half of the thing on. So this pipe will come out like right there. But it'll be set back, you know, kind of just sticking out past that. So that's an update. And then I have this flex tubing, which is going to go from my header, and then on this side I got this reducer, and then this goes into the flex pipe, and that'll go up to my header. And then also I decided, after doing some research, I don't think it's probably a good idea to start the bike engine off the Smartcar battery. Now the Smartcar has a DC to DC converter that can run the bike fine, but I'm just worried about when I crank start, that extra surge, it might kind of freak out that part of the car. So just for safety, I'm going to put the bike's battery in the car. It's kind of in a tight spot. It's going to fit down here. You know, it fits. I designed a battery tray that mounts to this stud and this stud, and then it holds the battery out this way. So I'm going to trim the fender liner, and then to get the battery out, the battery tray is designed with bolts on the end. You take an end cap and slide the battery out through the fender. And then this exhaust solenoid is going to mount to the back of the front core support. You won't even see that down under the headlight. And then once I get the battery tray in, and I'll just finish the wiring. Yes, I'm not done with the wiring, but it's coming along. Making room for the gas tank over here. That'll be in a future video.